All right. Greetings from Kobayashi. This is Miyazaki Prefecture, and I'm standing in front of Japan's Sturgeon farm, Caviar farm. This is where they make the caviar in Japan. This is the birthplace of caviar in Japan, and it's kind of unique because what I'm looking at look like sharks. The shadows in the water are what in Japan we call them Chouzame. Chouzame meaning like small sharks, or sturgeon. These are sturgeon. Sturgeon are where caviar is made from. And I'm trying to look between the holes here. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there we go. You focused it. You can see the shadows in the water. Once the wind dies down, you'll be able to see them a little bit closer. Now, this pool is about 11 meters wide and 90 centimeters or a meter deep, which is deep enough. And now you can see them a little bit more clearly. These are where the Japanese caviar come from. They do look like mini sharks, don't they? And there are about 11 tanks here, I believe. And each tank, I believe there's about, he said there were 40, 50, either 5,000 or 50,000 of these here. I think there's more like 5,000. Yeah, Goman, 5,000, Gosen, he said, 5,000 sturgeon. And they've been doing this since 1983 here in Miyazaki. It's pretty cool. Now, every tank, thank you, VS Fat Boy. Every tank here has a certain amount of sturgeon in there. This here is Kanai.
Hi.
Have you ever eaten caviar?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Where?
Where? In restaurant?
Okay, really? I haven't eaten a lot of caviar in my life. I usually can't afford it. 20 grams of this caviar costs about Ichima yen or 10,000 yen. So it's like roughly $100 for just 25 grams or so. They come in little teeny small jars, and they're being exported more and more. In fact, the first people to export it... Oh, let me just show you some of these other tanks here. Kanai is now modeling this tank. You're modeling this tank here. This is another tank of sturgeon. Let's see if I can get the focus. It's very hard to focus through these holes. That's not going to work. But you can see there's a few dozen in here. Whoa, there's one right there coming out. I thought it was a shark. You can see the fin. There it is. It really does look like a shark. Yeah. They are kind of dangerous. Will they attack you? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think they'll attack you. But there you go. I'm trying to get it to focus away from the ropes. There you go. So you can see these are a little bit younger than the other ones. So as they get older and older, they move down in the tank until they're ready to have their eggs harvested. We're not going to try the caviar in this episode, but I just wanted to introduce you to this place, which is well known here in Kobayashi, the birthplace of caviar. As we move down to the tanks, you're going to see that they get smaller and smaller, younger and younger. And then they'll have just babies. Now, this place is the first place to successfully breed the sturgeon. And they started in 1983. And it was a cooperative, like a technological partnership with the Soviet Union. It was the USSR at that time. And the Soviets came over here and they worked together to try to breed the sturgeon. Okay, these are smaller. Here's another tank here. Which one is kawaii no? Misete. They're all kind of cute. You can see these are a little bit smaller sturgeon. It's going to be harder to see, but if I pan down, they look like sharks. But these are the creatures that caviar come from. You see, these tanks are a little bit smaller because they don't need as much space as the bigger ones. And this is a farm. This is the smallest tank of them all. And these are the smallest ones away. Look at these cute little ones. You can just, if you find the right spot, break in the light, you can see them. These are little baby sturgeon. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, they are kind of cute. And until the day comes and they become caviar, their eggs are harvested for caviar. Yeah. But there's a reason why the Kobayashi is an ideal place for caviar, for sturgeon to grow. And the reason why they put it here is because of the water. This has some of the clearest water in the world. It's some of the best filtered water, and it bubbles up naturally from the ground, and it's been filtered from the sand. And Kyushu, this island, is has a lot of volcanic minerals in it. All of it gets filtered out, and when it bubbles up from the ground, it's so pure. Oh, I don't know. Should I show them now? Should I show them now? Okay, I'm gonna show it to you now. Stop pronouncing caviar weird. You know what?
Big.
That's how I pronounce it. Deal with it. How about caviar? Is that better for you? All right, here are the sturgeon in a tank, and it's pretty massive looking. I could just look at this all day. They're floating by. In America, they can grow to about 4 meters long, I heard. And having watched a lot of James Bond movies, caviar is very, very delicious north of the Caspian, according to James Bond. Yeah, this is what the sturgeon look like here in Miyazaki. The light is coming through, so it's really easy to see here compared to the tanks from before. Whoa, that one is a good 1.5 meters long.
It's big.
That's going to produce a lot of caviar, however some people say it different ways around the world. Whoa, look at the big one. I've never seen sturgeon this close before. Usually,
Me too.
yeah, they're not really pretty looking things, but they sure look old. Now, they live to be as long as people. Apparently, 100 up to 100 years old they will live in the wild. But here in captivity, not quite as long, and they're harvested. They do have little whiskers. Danny, you're right. They have little whiskers, but they're here harvested for their eggs, which are sold. Once again, about 20 grams is about $100, and they sold a lot. Here's another tank here. This is the aquarium. I've tagged this location in the description of this live stream. See another one right there. And they do have chairs where you can just sit here and watch the sturgeon floating by. That's pretty neat. And quite often there's nobody here. It's really quiet, which makes it an ideal place. Sturgeon don't like to be bothered. They like to chill. Thank you, Matthew. Matthew Peters, very much appreciated. If they are aggressive like piranha, I know that they do wear protective suits when they go out and get them out, and they harvest it when they're live. So it can be dangerous. I've heard that it is not easy to get caviar or caviar or caviar, however you pronounce it. But it's interesting. It did take a long time, and it wasn't until I think it was 2004, Heisei 16, that they were successful. So the investment was a long investment. And then finally in 2004, they successfully made it. And just recently, in 2015, Japan allowed exports of caviar. Now you guys have given me a complex on how I'm saying it. I'm just going to say it the way I say it. And in 2015, they allowed exports. One of the first customers was the Four Seasons Hotel in Hong Kong, which bought a lot of it. I think how many kilograms? But about $14,000 worth of it they bought just in that Four Seasons in Hong Kong. And the United States is starting to import it as well this year. So it's just a new development. I have not had the privilege to try it, but I hope to very soon in another episode, which is why I'm here just to scouting. That's why we're here, to take a look at Miyazaki City, Kobayashi City in Miyazaki Prefecture. This is the water just bubbling up from the ground. You show?
Yeah.
This is a spot where the water bubbles out, and it goes all the way to the top. Look at it. This is really is amazing. This is some of the purest water that you're gonna see in the world. I could look at this all day. And it falls down. If the wind hits it right, it'll blow right into your face. But if you look down into the creek down here, you can see just how clear it is with the sun now shining through. Do you see it bubbling through there? The water does violently bubble out of the ground. It's very, very deep in there. Yeah, this is an aquarium. It's right here, right? This is an aquarium. We went in there earlier today. They have a lot of fish and some sturgeon professionals who I got to interview. That's where the information is coming from. Some from the sturgeon professionals. Yeah. Now the water is very clean. One of the amazing things is that when I was a kid, I lived in New Jersey in the forest in South Jersey, and we had tons and tons of fireflies called hotaru in Japanese. And this area is very famous in the end of May and the beginning of June till about the middle of June. You have these fireflies all over here. And fireflies only live in the cleanest of clean water. And if the water gets polluted, they just go away. But they do have fireflies here, and that's a symbol of purity. I think you can... Nomeru desho, Koko?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna go over here and drink this water. We're gonna try the water of Kobayashi right now, because they have a pump. Like a little teeny... Oh man. Oh, it's cold though. Kanai, it's cold.
Cold?
You gonna drink it? This is clear water. I mean, you can't really tell. It looks like normal water to me, but... You gonna drink it? Drink it! Kanai's drinking the water. Good? Do you approve? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? Talking about the India has a cola named Thumbs Up that has masala spice in it. Give me some thunder. Get the angle here.
Yeah, I can hold you.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
This is really good. Yeah. I had a chance to drink some very, very pure water in another area of Japan, in Niigata. There's a place that's known as Hakkaisan. They make really good Japanese sake. The reason why the sake is so good in Niigata is because of the purity of the water. And what I learned when I was there, and what I just tasted here in Kobayashi, is the water has like zero, it's zero. It's neutral. It has zero taste. That is the mark of extremely good water. It's like aji ga nai. Just, it's fresh. Now this place, Kobayashi, bottles a lot of water and is selling it internationally. I know it's in Japan. I think it's international now. But they're bottling the water here, and it's like one of the most famous water points because they asked 200 yen, or about $2 for a bottle of the water. That's gotta be good water. Oh man, that is really good. It's too bad the airlines allow you only to take, 20 kilograms on domestic flights or something? That's not enough. Because my entire suitcase would be filled with water. Seriously, it would be. I want to take all this water back. This is such a beautiful location. If you have a rent-a-car, it's very easy to get to. If you fly from Tokyo, you can come down through Miyazaki Airport or Kagoshima Airport. It's about, I don't know, an hour drive from there. Yeah, it's warm, but there's a wind here that's making it a little bit chilly. We had a massive rainstorm last night with lightning and thunder. Kind of freaked us out. In fact, we're gonna go into they're here. There's Furukawa-san. Those of you who've been watching the live streams know who Furukawa-san is. She's now becoming famous here in Kobayashi City. Because she was born here. She was born here. All right, these are the sturgeon professionals, and they know everything there is about these sturgeon. If you have a question, they have an answer. I get a lot of questions. Georgia country has the best water. Georgia has pretty good water. I know that Georgia is near the Caspian Sea, I believe, and the Caspian Sea is where some of the best sturgeon are. Konnichiwa. Oh, so they are in charge of the aquarium in this area here. And we have some questions. So I kind of introduced everything that there is to introduce about this place, but そうだね、ちょっといろいろ確認してほうがいいよね。平成16年成功しましたね。平成 Yeah, it was in 2004 that they successfully started to harvest the caviar, the eggs from the sturgeon. So 今何匹がいらっしゃいますか？
うちにいる親となる魚は2000ぐらい。
Now there's about 2,000 sturgeon. And いつ、まあ収穫じゃない、いつ卵取りますか？
春ですね。
春、少し。
4月、5月。
Yeah, so they start to take the eggs out of the sturgeon around this time, just maybe in a couple of weeks, in April and May. だいたい何キロぐらい、毎年何キロぐらい卵作ります？はい。
1匹から500グラムから多いもので1キロぐらい卵が取れます。
Did you guys get that? So one sturgeon, one fish produces about 500 gram, about half a kilogram or 500 grams. That's not a lot, but altogether, 何グラム今年全部で？知らない。We don't know. We don't know how much is gonna, but 去年は800キロぐらい。
キロというよりも我々は稚魚を作っているので、だいたい2万尾ぐらいの稚魚を作ってます。
魚を作ってる彼らは。
Yeah.
They are making baby fish for
Ah,
caviar. So
okay.
2万匹
Oh, so there's 20,000 babies,
Yeah.
right, in this aquarium right here. And then from that, the sturgeon are harvested. The eggs are harvested. So 違うところに卵取る。ここに。ここですね。So everything's on here. We're learning as we go along. This place was quite famous. It was in the media a lot last year in 2018 at the end of the year because Japan is just starting to introduce a lot of the caviar, starting to export it to the U.S., to other hotels, fancy hotels around the region. And I think it's just a testament of this area, Kobayashi, because what you see is such beautiful water, and you have a very pure water, and that's what's required to successfully do this. Because 違う国はまあこの魚チョウザメできますか？ファーじゃあ日本でわかる。そう日本だけじゃない。日本だ小林だけでしょ。
いえ、宮崎の県の中で延岡から南の日南まで20業者ぐらいが養殖してます。
でも宮崎だけでしょ。
いや、日本国内では何カ所も養殖はされてます。全国で。
So they're making Japanese caviar all over the country now, but it all started ここに生まれたでしょ。Yes, that's right. It all started in Kobayashi. Kobayashi and Miyazaki. I showed you in the last live stream. We went to a restaurant and we had a lot of food that came from ingredients made here in Kobayashi. And it's just a test. A lot of worldwide chefs will come here and look at the ingredients and come up with ideas for Japanese cuisine based on Miyazaki Prefecture, especially here in Kobayashi, because they got everything. They got all of the meat ingredients and they have all of the vegetables and fruits, but they also have this caviar. They have caviar. They kind of have it all, and they have river fish. The chef did tell me that they don't have shrimp and some of the seafood. That's not local. That's from Miyazaki City on the Kobayashi is kind of landlocked, but Miyazaki Prefecture has everything. なんか何でもあるでしょ、宮崎県。Miyazaki県。この場所は1983年始め。
1983年はここでチョウザメの研究を始めた年が1983年。
Yeah, so that started in the prefecture in 1983. But 誰でもここに行きますか？
誰でも見れます。
そうだね。So actually, this is open to anybody. So if you're just interested in caviar, you don't need a ticket or anything. You can just actually there's a nice parking lot. You just park, come here, check out what those tanks that I showed you in the beginning. And over here, there's a suizokan. Suizokan はタラじゃないでしょ。タラ。200円. It's just if you want to go inside of the aquarium, it's just like $200. So that's pretty reasonable to go in there. And they have all sorts of fish from the area. It's kind of neat to see. I like the turtles? Yes. She liked the turtles a lot. We were looking at them. Yeah. She was tapping on the window. I told her not to do that. Don't tap on the window. Got in trouble a little bit. Yeah. But that's about it. I think this is a great, for me, this is research about it. And I've been asking lots of questions about the caviar here. So I might come back and do another episode on it. Try to taste it. But it's $100. だいたい20グラムは1万円?
1万円。
そうね。Yeah, about 20 grams is about $100 with tax. It could be about $100 with tax. So, yeah, definitely worth trying. It's kind of pricey. How do you eat it? Some people in Japan eat the sushi eat caviar in different ways. Some people put it on crackers or bread, special breads. But most people have been putting it on. Some people put it on sushi and onigiri で食べるでしょ。ちょっと。
私はおにぎりで食べたことがある。
I'm asking them ways to eat it.
But we saw caviar burgers, right?
Yeah, we saw, and you can get a caviar burger in Miyazaki City at the Botanical Garden. See, I think that if you're interested in Japanese caviar, this is where it was born. You can come here and see the sturgeon and kind of learn about the process. And for me, that's quite interesting. I'm quite interesting because Japan is just starting to export this, like since 2015, but very seriously starting from just like this year. So it's an industry that's going to grow and something that's new to Japan. People in Japan, we have ikura, we have different fish eggs, but we don't really have it. It's not something known with the Japanese taste buds. So there's a link in the description. If you're interested in this, come and check it out. I hope you do. That's about all that I have to say. ありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。Yeah, thanks for going. This is going to end our live streaming day. Check out the French restaurant that we went to called Kobayashi Kobayashi. That's the stream before this one. I got a lot of stuff I was doing today. And then the stream right before that, we went to Yeah, the farm. We went to the farm and we had
we went to IKEA Bank.
That's what I thought we went to. Yeah. The IKEA Bank, which is the abandoned house bank. And then the day before that, we went to a place where you could pick your own vegetables and make tempura. Yeah. And that was really a lot of fun. So, we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do one more live stream from Kobayashi where Kanai takes it all off in the onsen. What? I don't understand what you said. She's going to go in the onsen. We're both going to go in the onsen. Inside of our room is our own private onsen. And it's kind of amazing room. So we're going to show you that tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. Japan time, which is about 7 p.m. New York. So see you then, everybody. Mata ne.